terrifying creatures of unknown origin invaded Earth in 2093 and began attacking humans. At the same time, crime rates around the world continued to rise. Society was crumbling as a result of both villainous magical forces and civil unrest. That is, until the first superhero in history, Zero, appeared and took on the alias. The mysterious red-eyed figure defeated the alien monsters and human criminals on his own, restoring peace to the world. But then Zero vanished into thin air, leaving no trace. The legend of Zero lives on 5 years later, but his true identity is still unknown. Throughout this time, numerous superheroes have attempted to emulate him. Zero has taken on the persona of an ordinary man named Lin Jai at a time when being a superhero has become a way of earning a living. Lin Jai witnesses a hoodlum assaulting a Shishin family hero in public one day. He and the rest of the audience are completely unaware that this brawl is all for show. The criminal was paid to stage an attack so that Mr. Superhero Idol here could increase his ranking after defeating the criminal, quote unquote. Unfortunately, it appears that not all of these so-called superheroes are interested in saving the world. Some people become heroes solely for the sake of the title and reputation. Lin Jai, who is unaware of the brewing conspiracy, lends a helping hand by fastening a pair of cuffs around the hoodlum's leg. However, the criminal interprets this as a betrayal by the hero who paid him. Veins start popping out of his head, thinking he's being played with. In his rage, the criminal rips his shirt open and transforms into an Incredible Hulk doppelganger, which surprises the con artist. The enraged ruffian knocks Goody Two-Shoes down with a single punch, thanks to his massive muscles. His lackeys then fly through the air toward the now empty concert venue. For these jerks, it's game over. As the criminal revels in his incredible strength, it's the ideal time for rookie hero Jan Chen to intervene. Even after multiple attempts with various high-tech weapons, Jan Chen is unable to land a strike on this nefarious Hercules. Duds, laser gloves, electric batons, and automatic grenades. Jan Chen can barely stand up due to exhaustion, but the raging musclehead rushes toward him and Lin Jai. Escape appears to be a futile option, and it appears that Jan Chen's next stop will be the afterlife. Lin Jai, on the other hand, notices how Jan Chen is willing to risk his life to protect an innocent civilian. Through and through, a true hero. His bravery inspires the retired superhero to step forward and defeat the enemy in one blow. Lin Jai's Super Saiyan strength so impresses Jan Chen that he begs him to join his team. Miss Handong Manu, the city's third most popular superhero, arrives on the scene. Jan Chen is so taken with the beauty that he misses the fact that Lin Jai has already left the plaza. Lin Jai returns home, where his sister, Lin Yu, is eager to throw him out because he has been unemployed for 5 years. Lin Yu has no idea that the superhero she admires is her slacker, jobless brother. Jan Chen, who had followed Lin Jai to his house, interrupts them while they are arguing. He tries to persuade Lin Jai to sign up as a hero and become his right-hand man once more. Lin Yu immediately agrees on behalf of her brother when she learns that a hero assistant will be compensated with wages and bonuses. Lin Jai is forced to accompany Jan Chen to the Heroes Association after being defeated by his sister's constant nagging. A majestic sculpture of Zero stands at the entrance, surrounded by smaller statues of supposedly high-ranking class heroes. These legendary warriors, according to Jan Chen, fought alongside the first superhero. Lin Jai, on the other hand, has no recollection of anyone who accompanied him in battle. When Zero first vanished 5 years ago, the hero registration law was enacted. The bill categorizes heroes based on their strength and overall battle record. The highest rank is SS, followed by S, and then by 8 other lower ranking levels ranging from A to H after that. Jan Chen takes Lin Jai to the exam room, where he will be tested against a burly Class B examiner named Yatten. Lin Jai easily defeats him and receives a perfect score. But don't get too excited just yet, because our hero still faces one more challenge, the written test. Lin Jai received a low score on the second test, which Jan Chen finds absolutely hilarious. He then persuaded the irritated Lin Jai that they needed to form a partnership. He emphasizes that a hero must rely on his team to defeat a powerful foe because no matter how strong a person is, he will always have limits. Lin Jai responds that if someone was too weak to begin with, they would only cause problems for the team. A commotion from 3 muscled men tormenting a weakling on their team, Yan King, interrupts their discussion. Yan King is physically threatened by the trio for lowering their ranking. One of the group's burly brutes mocks Zero in his speech, which drives Jan Chen insane. It causes him to charge at the man in zealous defense of his idol's name. As a result, the rugged bully now directs his arrogance at Jan Chen. He's about to deliver the ultimate sucker punch when Lin Jai steps into the fray. As a heated fight erupts, another character known as the Unlucky Ghost intervenes, also defending Zero. The mere presence of the cloaked figure is enough to frighten the 3 men, who flee in terror. Shisen, a classy hero, is introduced by the Unlucky Ghost. He and Lin Jai instantly bond after discovering that they are both obsessed with cute 2D waifus. Lin Jai immediately allows Shisen to work with him. Shisen is overjoyed and bursts into tears, which confuses Lin Jai and the others. The unlucky ghost reveals that no one wants to come close to him because he's cursed. Everyone around him appears to be unlucky in some way. Is anyone else smelling that? Lin Jai and company's bowl of regretty has just arrived. Shisen mentions that the only lucky break he's ever had was Zero saving his life when he was younger. The unlucky ghost hopes to become a hero like Zero as a result of this. However, in a fit of rage, he punches an unsteady marble pillar, causing parts of the building to collapse. Lin Jai would have been hurt if she hadn't saved the little girl. Despite his injuries, Yan King is doing well in the hospital. But, as a result of the incident, he and Jan Chen want Shisen to leave the team. Lin Jai, on the other hand, disagrees because he never breaks his word. As a result, the four heroes have formed a team. For their first mission, they come across a group of criminals who have used a biochemical reaction to create a monstrous sludge. They use their coordination skills to apprehend the nefarious crew. Yan King effortlessly teleports to the location of the criminals using his cutting-edge eyeglasses. He quickly snatches their guns and beams back to safety. Shisen fires a machine gun at the slimy creature, but it escapes unharmed. Lin Jai pulls out his spike-studded hammer and clobbers the monster so hard that it ricochets off into the downtown area, seeing the monster chasing them. Lin Jai rushes to the city after realizing the consequences of his actions to prevent the blob from wreaking further havoc. Jan Chen follows suit, warning Lin Jai that his fighting style may cause additional damage to the surrounding area. He recommends using his invention, the Water Purifier 2000, which can clean dirty water. Jan Chen approaches the monster in his jet boots and injects its insides with the water purifier. He nearly drowns inside the monster's belly, but his self-created device works as the slime slowly melts. Jan Chen immediately launches another attack, giving the gooey creature no time to recover. Lin Jai withdraws his weapon as he watches Jan Chen defeat the monster, realizing he can handle the enemy on his own. Following the chaos in the metro area, the team rescues a young girl and brings her to their hideout. Miss Handong Manu then appears to inform Lin Jai and Yan King about the child. She turns out to be one of the human experiments carried out by a heinous gene evolution company. The organization disguises itself as a charity in order to obtain children for use as test subjects. Lin Jai is enraged by this heinous crime and wonders what heroes have been doing all this time instead of killing these criminals. Miss Handong Manu, sadly, reveals that the mastermind of this heinous scheme is none other than the president of the Heroes Association, Aoyang Rui, according to her investigation. Lin Jai's team is tasked with protecting the child while a powerful individual hunts her down. So, the next day, Lin Jai asks his sister for assistance in shopping for the little girl's clothes. Lin Yu initially believes her brother has become involved in criminal activity, and she chastises him for being an embarrassment to his family. Lin Yu, on the other hand, is convinced by the youngster's cuteness that her brother's team did, in fact, rescue the girl during a mission. Lin Jai, Yan King, and Jan Chen decide to wait outside while Lin Yu and the little girl enter the store. They can already feel 3 Class D muscled men hot on their tail. Lin Jai was warned by Miss Handong Manu that the little girl was a key subject in Aoyang Rui's gene evolution experiments. As a result, it's not surprising that the old man would hire professional assassins to find the girl. Even the combined forces of these Class D brutes, however, are no match for Lin Jai's strength, as they are all knocked down before they can even land a punch. Lin Yu has named the girl Mumu after returning to the store, and, because she is already attached to the child, she persuades Lin Jai to let Mumu stay at their home. Lin Jai initially disagrees, citing the danger of the situation. But he simply cannot refuse his sister's guilt-tripping pleas. Meanwhile, Aoyang Rui is furious at his goon's failure. He can't believe that 3 powerful Class D men were defeated by mere Class E heroes. Mr. Gan, one of his allies, reassures him that he's already hired more people to carry out the plan, and he's confident they'll succeed this time. An assassin breaks into Jan Chen's house that night, only to be startled by the creepy humanoid devices he devised for his hero missions. Her scream wakes him up, and when she sees the man, she grabs a weapon she believes will obliterate him to smithereens. But it turns out that Jan Chen is being undressed in front of her by a body-cleansing plasma gun. The sight of the naked man disgusts the assassin, prompting her to flee in tears. Jan Chen is completely perplexed. What exactly did she mean by elephant's trunk? Back at Lin Jai's house, his sister and Mumu are taking a shower together when he notices a man watching them. The great another of Mr. Gan's assassins hired to kidnap Mumu is a criminal. Lin Jai, being the opus hero that he is, immediately beats him up. The man, however, refuses to back down and injects a chemical that instantly transforms him into an S-level monster with supersonic speed. He believes his transformation will intimidate Lin Jai, but he is still not agile enough to avoid Lin Jai's attacks. Despite the fact that Lin Jai's strength could easily eliminate the villain, the hero shows mercy by leaving the man alive. However, the assassin made a huge mistake by threatening Lin Yu and Mumu's lives, as this causes Codename Zero to kill him without hesitation. Later, Lin Jai's team encounters another hero, Xiao Yi, whom Miss Handong Manu asked for help in defeating Aoyang Rui and his allies. Lin Jai and his friends don't get along with Xiao Yi at first, but at the end of the day, they all have the same goal, to bring down Aoyang Rui. This common goal is enough to overcome their differences and work together. That night, they successfully infiltrate the island containing the Gene Evolution Company, as well as the location where Aoyang Rui intends to meet his lackeys. They notice a helicopter approaching with Mr. Gan and the female assassin from earlier on board. Lin Jai's allies reveal themselves and charge at Aoyang Rui's men without waiting for Miss Handong's go signal. Lin Jai and Miss Handong Manu eventually run into Aoyang Rui himself. Mr. Gan and the female assassin attempt to flee in their helicopter amid the chaos. Fortunately, Xiao Yi, who has crystallized wings, attacks the vehicle from above, causing it to explode. However, a sniper manages to fire bullets into Xiao Yi's wings, causing her to crash to the ground as well. Miss Handong instructs Lin Jai to proceed to the company's location, as she will face Aoyang Rui alone on the other side of the battle. Lin Jai, on the way, encounters Mr. Gan, who appears to have survived the explosion. The female assassin appears out of nowhere and almost slashes Lin Jai's neck. At that point, Jian Chen appears as the mighty superhero's backup. While Lin Jai deals with Mr. Gan, he takes on the female assassin. Despite the fact that the female assassin's refined agility appears to put Jian Chen at a disadvantage, he can still sense her movements and successfully counter all of her attacks. Meanwhile, Yan King rushes to Xiao Yi's aid, but she pushes him aside and refuses his assistance. As a nearby gunner fires bullets at the pair, the Ice Maiden creates a crystal barrier to protect them from the sniper's shots. Yan King feels like a burden, but when the sniper destroys the shield, the bespectacled hero immediately grabs Xiao Yi and lifts her up a tree. They can easily land their own hits against the sniper this way. Yan King's clever calculations allow him to pinpoint the sniper's exact location, which impresses Xiao Yi. Miss Handong Manu's battle with Aoyang Rui is long and arduous. Her years of experience as a hero appear insufficient to defeat the evil mastermind on her own. Miss Handong attacks with her crystallized arms, but one powerful jab to the stomach knocks her out. Returning to Yan King and Xiao Yi, after dispatching the sniper, another assassin appears and traps the Ice Mage in an X-Force field. At the same time, Yan King is forced to eat the ground by the criminal's boot. This assassin is the true sniper, and the person Yan King encountered was just a ruse to distract them. Lin Jai's friends are gradually losing to his enemies, but he continues to fight Mr. Gan. The superhero has a few scratches, but it appears that Mr. Gan will have to rely on medicine to regain his strength and continue fighting. He eventually becomes too weak to defeat Lin Jai and is poisoned. Meanwhile, Jian Chen has found another way to defeat the female assassin by talking sense into her. He notices that she has been forced to obey Mr. Gan's every command, and he convinces her that she can still choose to be a hero rather than face a hopeless end as a criminal. The female assassin is moved to surrender after hearing Jian Chen's emotional speech. Yan King is still being beaten up by the enemy, while Xiao Yi is still trapped inside the force field. He tries to fight back with his fists but each time fails. Before he can make a move, the assassin strikes Yan King in the back. Xiao Yi's desperation allows her to breach the force field with a massive icy cross, slicing the villain in half. She dashes to Yan King's arms, but it appears that the bespectacled man is too late. Miss Handong is about to be killed when Lin Jai appears and throws Aoyang Rui to the ground. The heinous mastermind injects potent medicine into his body for a transformation after tasting Lin Jai's extraordinary strength, believing that S-level abilities could defeat Lin Jai. But he's quickly proven wrong because Lin Jai is not only incredibly powerful, but also incredibly fast. All of Aoyang Rui's attacks are easily avoided by the superhero. Lin Jai goes all out and inflicts a finishing blow on the villain's head with his hammer, but the reptilian man refuses to give up. The clash causes a massive explosion in the sky, and Jian Chen realizes that Lin Jai has triumphed. But the old man isn't dead. Lin Jai timed his attacks so that the criminal would wake up after a few days of unconsciousness. Miss Handong Manu is still in awe of the S-level superhero's abilities. Lin Jai possesses the strength and spirit of a true hero, and this victory only confirms that Zero, the world's first superhero, has finally returned. The heroes are in the hospital, watching the news about the drug transaction they exposed. But, to their surprise, the report states that the C-Class Hero Association apprehended the villains, as if someone had concealed the true nature of the case. According to Xiao Yi, the powerful Aoyang clan has eyes and ears everywhere, so there's no way they couldn't tell who raided them on the island. The Heroes Association has undoubtedly heard about what happened, and Yan King is concerned that they will soon find themselves in hot water. Jan Chen, on the other hand, appears to be more at ease with the situation. This laid-back hero simply chooses to relax in his hospital bed while being fed by a lady dressed in a maid's uniform. And who exactly is that eerily familiar woman? It's none other than the assassin Jan Chen who has joined their cause. The man must be very pleased with himself. Lin Jai walks into the ward as if he never knocked out the association's president. After seeing his buddies, he immediately requests Ms. Handong Manu, as it has been a week since he last saw her. Speaking of the devil, the woman unexpectedly appears and teases Lin Jai for missing her. Lin Jai can't deny that Handong Manu is having an effect on him, no matter how spicy their relationship is. Let's leave it at that for the time being. Miss Handong Manu wishes to reassure the team that they will not be held responsible for what occurred. On the contrary, she was able to contact the Heroes Association and arrange for special training for them. Lin Jai, on the other hand, refuses to take part. After all, he's the stuff of Legends Zero. Surely, an actual Superman does not require any additional training. However, because Xiao Yi is unaware of his true identity, she interprets his refusal as arrogance simply because he beat up 2-level heroes. The girl points out that his abilities will not be enough to defeat opponents ranked S and SS. Lin Jai is pitted against the assassin, Jan Chen, Xiao Yi, and Miss Handong Manu in a challenge to prove each other's point. Their battleground is the hospital building's rooftop, and Yan King, who is in a wheelchair, is merely a spectator. Lin Jai barely blinks as the 4 heroes unleash their full force, but it only appears that he's sparring with them. He dodges each of their subsequent attacks without taking a breath. Then, all of a sudden, Xiao Yi confronts Lin Jai one-on-one, eager to teach him a lesson. However, this immediately backfires because the man becomes so pumped up that he loses control of his strength. He sends Xiao Yi flying into the air with a single strike of his fist. Bu Feiwu, a female assassin, manages to apprehend her in time. This serves as a cue for the killer to launch her own attacks. Miss Handong Manu, on the other hand, does not hold back after activating her ice magic. Blast! Her frozen elements continue to scream at him. Lin Jai successfully counters her icy surge with his bare hands. Still, she's not the type to give up easily. She continues to attack, this time enveloping Lin Jai in a freezing ice field. Oh no, it is time to call an ambulance. Lin Jai, on the other hand, he frees himself from the ice trap and knocks her down. Bu Feiwu attempts to ambush him from behind, but ultimately fails. Lin Jai defeats the team one by one, and Jan Chen flees in terror. Lin Jai, of course, has to be fair to everyone, so he roughs up poor Jan Chen several times. But, you know, it's all for fun and games. At least now they know Lin Jai is serious when he says he doesn't need training. When he returns home, however, he is severely beaten by his sister for bringing home a stray dog. Lin Yu, on the other hand, is forced to give in and keep the dog because Mumu begs her to. Who could say no to that little girl's adorable puppy eyes? Later that day, Lin Yu pays a visit to an elderly scientist, Dr. Qin, with whom she collaborates on research. Strangely, Dr. Qin orders the girl to work alone today, not even allowing her to enter the lab. The professor has unexpected visitors, the elderly Aoyang clan president, and the comatose Aoyang Rui. The president begs Dr. Qin to help Aoyang Rui, but the doctor reluctantly admits that there is no hope for the man's recovery. His brain is practically in shambles, making it impossible for him to perform complex analyses. When the president hears this, he slays the former Heroes Association executive without hesitation. My Aoyang family does not require trash, he declares. Dr. Qin is terrified after witnessing this heinous crime. Ding Yang arrives just as the Aoyangs are about to leave. This boy has something up his sleeve, as he is not at all intimidated by Mr. President. He's not even surprised to see Rui in such a bad state. When asked about Miss Handong Manu, Ding Yang confidently assures the old Aoyang leader that he will look after her. Ding Yang introduces another scientist, Dr. Musili, who he claims will become Dr. Qin's assistant after Mr. Aoyang leaves. However, it appears that Dr. Musili is also under Ding Yang's command, and it appears that Dr. Qin will be forced to submit to him. They appear to be hatching a nefarious plot. Now that Aoyang Rui has left for good, someone else must step in, and that individual is none other than Ding Yang. The new president of the Heroes Association looks dashing as he delivers a bombastic speech to all the heroes. While everyone is in awe of the young president's new reform plan, Lin Jai appears suspicious of him. Miss Handong Manu is eventually revealed to be Ding Yang's sister. After the speech, they meet backstage, and for the first time, the heroine appears pitifully inferior to someone else. She asks her brother if he's come to get her back, but the new president says he's here for another reason. Furthermore, Ding Yang reminds her that quote-unquote D-Day has already been determined and inquires as to what she has brewed. Something is clearly going on under the covers, and Miss Handong Manu is being forced to be a part of it. Handong Manu assures her brother, albeit reluctantly, that she will return home soon. Ding Yong then aggressively clenches the terrified girl's mouth as a warning not to even consider the possibility of her friends assisting her escape. Ding Yong allows her hero friends to enter the room after tormenting his sister. His focus quickly shifts to Lin Jai as expected. He is well aware that this seemingly ordinary hero was the one who single-handedly brought down Aoyang Rui and the corrupt genetic company. Ding Yong unexpectedly invites Lin Jai to work for the Dong family's business. No, Lin Jai is unconcerned at all. Ding Yong is naturally offended, but our boy remains unmoved. Come at me if you want to kill me, as long as you can do it, he taunts, tempting Ding Yong to use his secret power. Neo. Everyone in the room falls to their knees before him, except for Lin Jai, who remarks that his mental abilities are simply too weak. Ding Yong's mental power is so strong that he makes the rest of the people in the headquarters kneel. Lin Jai, on the other hand, immediately disables Ding Yong's force with a small burst of energy. This cunning, smarmy guy wanted to test our hero's abilities, and now he realizes he underestimated him. The disaster has left a bad taste in his mouth. As Lin Jai and the boys leave the headquarters, they discuss their growing mistrust of Ding Yong, which has them worried about Miss Handong Manu. They have a strong feeling that something is wrong since the death of Aoyang Rui, so Lin Jai advises them to pay closer attention to this aspect. He then orders Shishin to inquire further about Handong Manu's situation. Lin Jai gets a call from his sister telling him to go to the lab because her experiment with their pet dog is finished. Lin Yu, in the lab, shows Dr. Muesli the canine's improved learning ability following her successful procedure. What a marvel, the dog can read. Following the scientist's departure, a man emerges from hiding. Lin Yu becomes irritated because she believes this man will confess to her again. But he's only come to warn her about the research she's doing with Dr. Qin. He reveals that the Dong and Aoyang families are behind the project, and he believes they have hidden agendas. He urges Lin Yu to flee immediately, but she refuses to abandon Dr. Qin. Meanwhile, Jian Chen and Lin Jai are on their way to the lab when our hero spots a group spying on the building. The heroes quickly knock them out and discover they are the Tian troop of the Long family, one of the city's 8 powerful families. Is your family large? Lin Jai recalls Long Wenfeng, the man who kept failing to confess to his sister. Lin Jai is enraged because he is convinced that this, too, has something to do with Lin Yu. When Long Wenfeng learns that the Tian troop has been attacked, he immediately suspects Ding Yong is to blame. Wenfeng, enraged, vows never to let the new president hurt Lin Yun again. Lin Jai, concerned about his sister, gives her a necklace that she can use to alert him in an emergency. Lin Jai promises to come running to her with the push of a button. Lin Yu is taken aback by this gesture. She considers telling him about Dr. Qin's dubious project for a split second, but she can't let her younger brother get involved. Meanwhile, Shishin is keeping an eye on Miss Handong Manu outside her house. After a while, a man and his robotic bodyguards arrive to pick up the girl. Aoyang Zhaihao is the young master of the Aoyang clan, and he also happens to be Handong Manu's fiancé. However, it appears that there is no romance between them. The marriage merely serves as a union of 2 powerful families. This guy's arrogance, on the other hand, disgusts the girl. He also has no regard for her, as he casually refers to Handong Manu as stupid when she gives him the cold shoulder. When Zhaihao starts hurting the woman, 3 muscular men arrive to save her. Zhaihao delegated combat to his 4 robots. Miss Handong Manu begs the muscled guys to leave her alone, knowing that the young master is not to be trifled with. However, these devoted men refuse to leave as they transform into Super Saiyans and attack the enemies. Unfortunately, their strength falls short of that of the robots, and they are knocked out. Miss Handong Manu is dragged inside the car by Zhaihao. He shoves her face against the car window, forcing her to watch the muscled guy get beaten to death. Handong Manu begs her fiancé to stop the robots, but this cruel man will not listen. She becomes enraged and threatens Zhaihao with her ice sword. Shishin then fires a bullet, which Zhaihao immediately catches with his bare hands. He returns the bullet, causing the spy to fall from the tree and expose himself. Worse, Zhaihao can not only catch a flying bullet, but he can also kill with the wind. And before Handong Manu can stop him, the evil guy uses the air to slash Shishin, severely injuring the poor hero. Lin Jai appears to save Shishin just as one of the robots is about to kill him. Lin Jai defeats the robots alone with his flaming sword. Despite the fact that these machines are armed with laser blasts, our hero can easily avoid each and every one. Lin Jai destroys his opponents one by one with his fighting prowess. It irritates Aoyang Zhaihao to learn that his robots were all smashed, especially since it was done by a single person wielding a fire spirit sword. The evil young master has now unlocked his new target. Yan King is taken aback when Lin Jai and Jian Chen decide to go after the Aoyang family. I mean, we're talking about one of their city's most powerful and influential families, and they just agreed to attack them. Yan King is distressed and terrified, despite the fact that they claim it's all for Miss Handong Manu's sake. It doesn't help when Shishin shows up and immediately agrees to the plan. Bufeiwu agrees with their plan and assists them in breaching the security of the Aoyang house. They learn from her that Handong Manu and Zai Hao's engagement party will take place in that house tomorrow night. This is their one and only chance to save Handong Manu. Shishin organizes a rally outside the Aoyang family's home the next day as a distraction. Bufeiwu disables the defense system, allowing the remaining boys to climb the wall undetected. Meanwhile, Miss Handong Manu is dressed up and waiting in her room with Xiao Yi for the event to begin. Aoyang Zhaihao enters the room unexpectedly. He's accompanied by a handsome man who has a crush on Xiao Yi. Miss Handong Manu then requests that Xiao Yi leave with the man to give her and Zhaihao some privacy. Zhaihao immediately questions his fiancée about Lin Jai. He appears to be more interested in the hero's fire spirit sword. When Miss Handong Manu refuses to answer him directly, he throws her to the floor, completely disregarding the fact that she is the woman he is about to marry. Then Zhaihao shows her the video of Shishin causing a commotion outside the house. Miss Handong Manu notices the boys, particularly Lin Jai, right away. Zhaihao venomously threatens her, saying she'll see how he kills them soon. Meanwhile, Jian Chen, Lin Jai, and Yan King infiltrate the premises. Xiao Yi apprehends them, but when Yan King sees her with a man, our boy becomes distracted by jealousy. So, Lin Jai, wearing his mask, and Jian Chen enter the house without him. Several bodyguards are lined up across the hallway. Lin Jai decides to kill them right away, but his friend intervenes. Jian Chen declares that this time, instead of being the sidekick, he wishes to be the true hero. Then he dashes off to fight the bodyguards on his own, allowing Lin Jai to advance alone. Lin Jai enters Miss Handong Manu's room and is astounded to see her in a stunning wedding gown. He invites her to accompany him on his escape, but she declines. Miss Handong Manu promised her family she would not cause any more trouble. And, as much as she despises the man she's about to marry, she can't abandon her family. Fighting back her tears, the silver-haired woman attempts to push Lin Jai away with her ice sword. But Lin Jai isn't going down without a fight. He cradles her in his arms and admits that she is precious to him. That's why he can't bear the thought of her sacrificing herself and, God forbid, marrying that evil man. Miss Handong Manu's eyes well up with tears at this point. His unexpected confession astounded her. She can't, however, let that easily change her mind. As Lin Jai stated, the muscled men and Shishin all put their lives in danger, and she will not allow Lin Jai to do the same for her. Lin Jai, on the other hand, is not afraid of anyone. He assures her that as long as he recognizes the presence of justice, he will defend it with all his might. Believe me, nobody will make another sacrifice. Lin Jai pulls out his weapon and destroys the room's walls as soon as he says these words. Miss Handong Manu finally agrees to accompany him on his escape. Lin Jai's victory over Aoyang Rui was only the beginning of a larger battle. He may not be using the codename Zero yet, but his superhero spirit is smoldering within him. He'll always be the legendary hero fighting for justice at all costs, whether he's Zero or Lin Jai. The only difference this time is that he is not doing it alone. This was it for today. Subscribe to my channel to watch more recaps.